I think very often, whether it's yourself, and I've heard you during meetings or other attorneys I talk with, they say, okay, you should do a trust because it offers protection against lawsuits and creditors and divorces. And maybe they're all part of the same category, not sure, but just explain, unpack that a little bit as to how do trust or a good estate plan offer that protection against lawsuits, creditors, and then divorces?
There are certainly ways to protect against creditors and divorces using trusts. I think sometimes advice in that realm is given with it's a little dubious, some of the claims, because most people, when they're starting out or in their middle life, will have a revocable living trust, which means that you control all of the assets in the trust and you can take them out whenever you like. That type of trust generally does not protect from creditors or divorce, because at the end of the day, if you have the control of all the funds, your creditors can say, give it to us, just like it wasn't in the trust. So, really there are two types of trusts that provide that type of protection. One is an irrevocable trust, where you give up access and control to the money to benefit someone else. If I have a child and I want to put some money towards their lifestyle, but I don't want to give it to them outright. I want to put some controls, maybe timing of when they get access to the money. That would be an irrevocable trust, where I say, this money is no longer mine. I'm putting it on the shelf in this trust for my child. And there are rules about how they can get it. But by taking that action and taking the money out of your control, it would be protected against third parties. There are also what are called asset protection trusts that usually is for your own benefit, but the money is in control of a trustee who can use their discretion on whether to give you money or not. That can also protect you from creditors, because if I have a creditor after me, my trustee would say, no, I'm not giving you any money right now. Unfortunately, that type of trust doesn't exist yet in Massachusetts. So there's about 14 states that allow asset protection trusts. New Hampshire is one, Wyoming, Virginia, Hawaii, Ohio, so there's a smattering of different states out there. But for someone who has high liability concerns, that can be an option. Divorce proofing is also tough because, at least in Massachusetts, we're not a community property state, which means when a divorce happens, it's not automatically 50-50. The court looks at fairness and assets, who brought what, who supported who when making a determination. And, again, a revocable trust is part of your assets. And so that would be something that they would look at.